Guys, when was the last time you saw actual players selling items in towns in an MMO? Seriously, that's what caught my eye when I saw this Ragnarok Online 3 footage. It looks like they're bringing back the player-driven marketplace we loved from the original row. I'm not entirely sure if it works exactly the same as the classic system, but I really hope it does. There's something about seeing players setting up shops and creating that community vibe that makes the game feel alive. And it's not just the towns. Check out the combat. It looks modern, super flashy, fast-paced, and smooth, but even with all the updates, it still gives me those classic Ragnarok vibes, like a proper HD remaster of what we all loved. It feels like a great balance of old and new. Let's talk about the dungeons. Look at this party dungeon. This isn't just your usual stand in one spot and spam attacks kind of thing. You've got to dodge attacks, move around, and work together with your team. It makes dungeon runs way more exciting, especially if you're playing with friends or your guild. The gameplay feels interactive and engaging. Even the boss fights follow the same mechanics. You can't just stand there. You've got to dodge and stay sharp, which makes the fights feel more intense and keeps you hooked. This is definitely something I can see myself sinking hours into. Also, look at this PvP. Or is this a guild war? It looks smooth, but I'm not as hyped for this part. What really excites me is still the idea of players selling in town. This looks so great. I just hope that by the time they launch this, I'm back on my PC, ready to play again. Right now, I'm super busy hustling and saving up for future projects, which is why I'm also using AI voice and quick edits for my videos. One thing I'm curious about is the server system. I'd love to see something like the old row setup, or even what Ragnarok Eternal Love did. One big server with multiple channels, but since gravity is still involved, I'm not sure if that's what we'll get. However, the main developer for this game is Joymaker, so maybe they'll surprise us. Let's put some faith in Joymaker. As for pay-to-win features, I don't like the idea of paying for unfair advantages over other players. I get that games need to make money. It's a business, but I'd prefer if they stuck to cosmetics, or maybe even a monthly subscription. That way, everyone has a fair shot, and the game stays balanced. I'm really curious to see how this game turns out. From the player-driven towns to the flashy combat and interactive dungeons, there's so much potential here. What do you guys think? Does this look like something you'd dive into?